Okay, we are back. Sorry about that. Hopefully, that is better. We don't have any issues, but no doubt we will. I don't know what's going on with the connection tonight. Try to see if this works. We do have our first elimination interview in Calco. Two invalidations, same as your teammate, and obviously not enough in the end. Did you struggle in that Q2?
Bloody oath. Yeah, I just couldn't string a lap together. Guitar's hard for controller, and with the time that I posted, even though I finished even though I invalidated, was enough for Q3. But yeah, I just lost it on the second last corner.
Yeah, we did see obviously yourself and your teammate obviously invalidating. Vu managed to just get through in the end, and obviously a bit of pressure and pushed himself up into the top. Obviously, strategy now. Does that change your strategy going into the race? Obviously, what you've seen across all the divisions. Obviously, tyre wear is a bit of an issue here. So, does that change your strategy from where you're starting?
Yeah, it's even worse for controller. We their tire deck for controllers even worse than a wheel. So yeah, I'll go speak to the boys in the Racing Bulls chat and just see what they think, and probably just run off whatever they say, because yeah, even through practice, I was struggling for tire deg, so it will change. Um, there are a few options, but nothing I'll tell on stream at least.
Yeah, always we just see Vu losing it and in the final corner. They're making a bit of a mistake. Have you got any questions for Calco?
Um, yeah, tough track. Um, yeah, if you don't want to reveal anything too much. How are you feeling about? Are you looking forward to Mexico this week, or just focusing on today's race?
I didn't even know Mexico was next, to be honest. But it's I think that's a little bit better track for me than Qatar. So, um, better days ahead, I suppose.
Yes, a bit unfortunate, but do you think you could still end up the top here even throughout the race, or do you think that's probably off the table?
Honestly, it just comes down to tire deg, man. Maybe a bit of luck coming my way in the race, and I could post hopefully top 10. I guess we'll just see how it plays out. Honestly, and just protect my front wing as much as I can at the first lap and go from there.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Wish you the best of luck. Best luck to you, your teammate, the team, and hopefully we get to talk to you at the end.
All right, cheers, mate. Cheers, guys.
Good luck, mate.
Thank you. Have a good one.
All right, looks like no one else wants to have a chat with us. We've got 10 drivers: Abhishek, Bunkin Bronco, Bread, Brian, Nishka, Wadjet, Hennessy, Vu, Jersey Jaw, and Starboy known as Toe are your top 10. Abhishek still setting these times, which is fantastic to see tonight. This guy obviously looks like he loves guitar. He's obviously getting out the way there. He's taking a bit of a different route there. Hopefully that doesn't be looked at by the stewards. He needs to be careful. Obviously taking different routes is fine, but you need to be taking the scapegoats there. But he has set a fantastic time so far: 21.491. Starboy Toe 21.562, a tenth off him. Then you've got Bunkin Bronco 2 tenths off him in P3. Bread in P4, Jazzy Jordan P5, Brian and Nishka in P6 and 7, Wogjet in P8, Hennessy in P9, and Vu in P10. Are you pretty confident that Abhishek is going to be able to stay in pole position?
I reckon he's definitely got it into him. I think at minimum he'll be on the front row with the pace that he showed tonight. He's definitely been improving throughout the season. He did manage to finish P1 in China. It was just some penalties that unfortunately knocked him off the top, but he's definitely got the pace to do it. It's just whether he can keep it all strung together, and I really do think that he could. He's really keen to improve and really keen to just give it a red hot crack.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see. It's obviously a time which is interesting to beat at the moment. 0.071 between Starboy and Abhishek at the moment, and then obviously 2.5 tenths between Bunk and Bronco as well. So these guys have got to seriously have a serious good lap to beat Abhishek at the moment. He looks like he could be keeping that top spot. The question is, will Toby be able to do it? That's going to be the question. 5 minutes to go in Q3. These guys are going to have one more last ditch at it to see who's going to take pole position. Anyone could take it. You know, Brian Nishka, obviously very, very similar on pace there, 21.938, 22 flat. Very, very close there between Nishka and Wogjet, 22.040 to a 22.024. And then you've got a 10th in front of them, also behind them is Hennessy with a 22.111. And then obviously Vu was obviously not his normal time that he's done. Obviously, he made a mistake there with a 25.212, who is on an outlap at the moment. 4 minutes to go. We've got someone redeeming a onboard request. We'll have to wait and see who that's going to be. If you can give me a name, that would be fantastic-dozy. Vu is now on an outlap. Let's have a look if he's going to be able to put this up to the top. This may be his last opportunity. Take it away.
We've got High View coming across the line here. I do not have the extras up at the moment, but he's burnt his battery down to 70% there. Down through the corner, 4th gear. Going to burn coming back out up into 6th. Back down the gears into 4th round, turn 2. Burning again. Keeping it nice and clean at the moment. We'll have to see how well he goes here at the end of the first sector, coming up after these next 2 corners. Up in 5th gear through there. Burning the battery again, coming up to the end of sector 1. He's up for almost half a second at the moment. So that's a good improvement for him. It is purple for sector 1. So comes through the next corner, keeping it nice and tidy. Does get on the curve a fair bit there, but does not invalidate. So he's still pushing through. 4th gear through there. Getting back on that throttle, up the gears, burning the battery. Reaching up to 290 k's an hour there, a little bit over. Through 7th through that fast right-hander. Staying in 7th through there. A little bit off the throttle through there as well, burning a little bit of battery. Coming into the second last corner, keeps it tidy. Did not check what his time was up to. Comes round the final corner, keeps it on track. Does not invalidate, burning every little bit of battery up to 7th. And he sets pole with a 21.375.
Oh, wow. There we go. Abhishek, you
Did
really got to
not
do
expect
something now.
that.
No, I didn't either. Abhishek has got to do something now. Vu, 21.375 at the top. Abhishek still in the pits, now coming out. Starboy in the pits, now coming out. I think everyone is now going to start coming out. This is going to be very, very interesting. 21s from P1 down to P7, 22s down from P8 to P10. Look how much is in it between everyone. 7 tenths between P10 and P1, which is pretty insane. And I'm sure there is definitely time there, and these guys have made mistakes as well. But even from P5 to P1 is 3 tenths, which is pretty impressive there.
Yeah, very tight field at the moment here. I mean, I imagine those guys at the back, they can definitely round it up. Hennessy did say in the chat before the race that he was able to do, I think it was a 21.3, so, or a 21.2, I'm not exactly, it was one or the other. So he'll be looking to do it. Everyone's coming out on the track now. Starboy will be the last around. We'll have to wait and see. Who have we got coming across the line first?
Abhishek.
That is High View going into the pits. It'll be Abhishek. Would you like to take us away for Abhishek this time, Gov?
Yeah, I'm not going to take a full. I'm going to take a broadcast view because he's already done a lap. So let's just see if he's up on his time. If he's not up on his time, we'll go to the next person, and so on and so on and so on until the end. So minute to go. Here we go. Abhishek coming down into turn 1. Let's see how he goes. It's all on him now. Can he do it? Can Starboy do it? Can Vu stay pole position? Vu is done. He will not be able to go out again. He's not enough time on the board. So 21.375 is the time to beat. Let's have a look at Abhishek's Sector 1 time. 43 seconds left of Q3. And I'm sorry, so sorry about the connection issues. I can't fix it. Up on his time, 0.38.
He's
He is
up.
on his time. There we go. Sector 2 now. The next one, Ter's getting a bit stressed. He wants that pole position from Abhishek. He put a lot of trust in this guy, and he definitely tonight seems like he's going to pave the way for that, and could be a good finish. We'll have to wait and see. 13 seconds left of qualifying, just about to finish up. Sector 2, what's Abhishek doing? He's 2.5 attempts up. He's looking likely to take...
Nearly 3.
He's nearly 3. He's going to got 2 more corners. As you can see, the excitement in Dur's face. I can't see him because he's not with me. Oh, he gets a little bit of a tank slapper there coming out into the final corner. Oh, sorry, on the last corner. Now he's coming into the final corner. Can Abhishek take pole position here at Qatar? Round number 10, Division 3. Yes, he can at 21 flat. What can Toe do? He's got his fan club in the chat. Can they help him on? Can they push him on? He's only up by 0.13. It's not enough. I don't think he's going to struggle. He's got a lot of ERS. He's got a lot of ERS. Can he do it? He's going to pull 5 temps out of that car. I don't think he's going to be able to do it. That is a lot of time to pull. As we're seeing Jazzy Drop finish up into P4, Bread into P5, Nishka into P6. Toe is coming round into Sector 2 now. We've got Hennessy, which will jump on board with because he's about to come round into the final corner. Brian goes P7, Bunky Bronco P8, Wogjet P9. Hennessy, what can he do? He told us the 21.3. Can he cause any more problems? He goes P3 with the 21.5. What can Toe do? Can he knock Hennessy off? Can he knock Fu off? Can he knock Abhishek off? 16% at the line. Oh, I think he's knocked Hennessy down.
P3.
Up to P3. And whatever that means, you know, I'm not even going to say it because I'm not a child in the chat. So there we go. Abhishek, 21.056. What a time from the Red Bull driver. Vu, he had to pit. He just basically did not have enough time. P2 with a 0.319 to Abhishek with a 21.375. Toe, known as Starboy, 21.473, could not get to P2 or P1, but knocked Hennessy off, who finishes in P4. Jazzy Drop P5, Bread, Nishka Brian, Bunkin Bronco, and rounding out Wogjet in P10. Look at that. All 9 in the 21s, apart from Wogjet. Wow, this is going to be a very, very exciting race going into turn 1. Duh.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited here as well. Seeing Abhishek up in P1, I mean, great lap from him. 3/10 between him and P2. Absolutely astonished. He was giving me a few little tips and tricks throughout the week as well, showing me different things to gain little bits of time. And he really, I think he's putting in the work, and it's really starting to show here, Gov.
Yeah, he is. The only thing that worries me is Pens. If he can keep it clean, he's going to have a very, very good race. But we've seen Abhishek get quite a few penalties. So, yeah, he's got the pace. Can he try and pull away? That's going to be the question. It's quite difficult sometimes to pull away on this track, especially that DRS down the main straight. It gives you so much more power down that straight to get back into a battle as well. And obviously tyre wear here is a big issue. Let's just hopefully the stream sorts itself out. I really do. I do apologise once again, guys, for everything. I can only do so much. I've tried to restart it. I've changed a few things. I can't do any more. So it's out of my hands, unfortunately. Dirt, you're going to take it away for the last race of the week for Division 3. Round number 10 at Qatar. Over to you.
We've got the 5 red lights, and we're off. But Abhishek in P1 at the moment. We'll see if he can hold it round the first corner. He does look to have got a good jump, but Highview is on that inside line. Abhishek's leading into P1. Looks like Toe's going to try and go round the outside of View. They are tapping a little bit, but View's stayed in front there. Followed by Starboy in P3, Hennessy in P4.
Big accident at the back, sorry. We've got Tazio round, Jordan Sears is round, Daz is round, Spud Muffin's involved in that, and that's a VSC. And it looks like we've got a bit of damage here. Tazio has lost his front right. It looks like he had a bit of a spin. That looks like that could be. Oh, Calco has got a 10-second penalty for colliding with. It looks like Matty Ayew there. Oh no, absolute drama. Sorry, back to you at the front. Sorry about that, there.
No, that's all good. I missed it. I was too busy watching the front at the moment. We've got Abhishek out in P1, followed by Highview. Then Hennessy's got the jump over Toe. Toe in P4. Judgy's out in P5. Brian P6, followed by Bread, Bucking Bronco, Slushy, Matty. Is that? No, that's Wogjet, sorry. Then Rice, then Tyler, then Matty, then Calco, then Huddy Goat. Nishka, all the way down in P16. Was he involved in that incident too, Gov?
I'm not sure, he may have been, but we've got a nice little battle going on here between Vu and Hennessy. Hennessy up in a P2, Vu down into P3, and look at the battle behind. We've got Jazzy Draw and Starboard, they're going at it. These guys are going at it. We've seen Division 3. The racecraft has been a bit subject, but it has improved. We're seeing it really aggressive already, only on lap 1 out of 29. And look at this, look at the battles. We've got Hennessy trying to get the move done on Abhishek for that P1. He wants that move. Is he going to get that move done? Hennessy, no, he doesn't. Abhishek stays in that P1 position, but Abhishek has gone a little bit too wide, holds his line, and keeps that P1. Hennessy into P2, Vu into P3, Starboy, known as Toe, in P4, followed by Jazzy Draw, who's seriously got some serious pace here. We've got Brian in P6, Bread in P7, Bunkin Bronco in P8, Slushy in P9, Tyler in P10. He is in a kick sandwich at the moment with Bunkin Bronco in P8 and Tyler in P10, Wogjet in P11, Matty Ayew in P12, Rise in P13, Daz P14, Spud Muffin in P15, Huddy to go in the pits, Nishka in the pits, Tazio in the pits, Calco in the pits, and Jordan Sears in the pits. So 5 cars in the pits. And race is not over, but definitely change of strategy as well. And yeah, currently, how do you go? Nishka, Tazio, Calco, and Jordan Sears all out the points there.
Yeah, I'd say Nishka must have been involved in that incident, as I believe he's had to replace the wing there when he's come in. Otherwise, I wouldn't see why he'd come in yet. Not an ideal start for him. He was up towards the top end of things there, but out the front here, we've got Abhishek out by... Oh, Slushy gets a 3 seconds already. That's the first of the penalties. Do you think there'll be many more to come, Gov?
Yes. Yes, they will. They will. I do believe that this is a big problem for track limits here. And Slushy is not going to want that 3 seconds there. Lap 3, and he's got 3 already. So it's going to be a struggle now. He's going to have to be really cautious. And I'm seeing here, I'm just jumping on board.
Spud's in the pits too.
No front left wing. So Slushy's got damage to that left side, which is really going to hurt him. And yeah, so will be interesting to see how long he can push and see if he can stay with Tyler. Rise has got a 3 second down there in P12. Nice little battle there with Matty Ayew going side by side. Matty Ayew goes really, really wide of track there. And I'm just trying to see if he's got any damage to that car as well. Yes, he has. Front right has gone as well. So a few front wings are in a little bit of an issue there. Spud's in the pits, as you just said. Nishka up at the P15. Then we've got Daz. What's Daz looking like? Daz has got front wing. Rise has got front wing. Matty Ayew has lost the front right. Wogjet is intact. Slushy's not. Tyler, just difficult to see sometimes. No, he's good. Bunkin Bronco's good. Bread is good. Brian looks like it's not affected any of the top 6, 7, 8. So yeah, good to see. I tell you something, this is going to be a battle though between Abhishek and Hennessy. I think Hennessy's really going to test Abhishek tonight. He's got some serious pace down that straight as well. We're seeing Rise and Matty Ayew going at it as well, as Rise looks like he's got the move done, but no, Matty Ayew is just going to stay behind. The question is that front wing going to be able to work? That's going to be the question here, as he's got a Ferrari behind him as well. Matty Ayew getting very close to the back of Rise, doesn't make any move as of yet. A bit further down, you then also got Wogjet and Slushy going at it. Battles all over the place here. Dan, we're only on lap 4.
Yeah, I think Abhishek's going to break DRS this lap. I don't think Hennessy's going to have it. He's been easing that gap out each lap, and he does have a significant battery advantage as well, because Hennessy's having to defend from high view as well. So I don't think Hennessy's going to be too much of a threat for Abhishek at the moment. Maybe later onwards in the race, but at the moment it seems like he's going to be able to ease that gap out, as we do see Nishka has set the fastest lap of the race on those mediums down in P15. He'll be in quite a rush to try and catch back up to the rest of the pack here, Gov.
Yeah, definitely. As Jordan says, and Spudmuffin are going at it, 19th and 20th down there. Still nice little battles to see. We go back up to the front with Abhishek, 9.5 temps. You just said about the DRS there and that gap, but Hennessy, I'm just going to see here, just check his telemetry. He is in the DRS, so he's pulled the DRS back from Abhishek. So maybe using different modes in different corners compared to Abhishek, and that'll be the question there. As Vu goes past into P2 and gets the move done on Hennessy. Now Hennessy drops down into P3. The question will be, if these two start fighting and Abhishek pulls away, this could be an easy night for Abhishek. A little bit further down, we've got a nice little battle going on there between Wogjet and Slushy. Wogjet has got the move done, and Slushy looks like he could come under pressure from Rise as well, as they are... Well, no, Rise has the front wing intact, so Slushy is coming back at Wogjet. He's around 13 seconds behind the leader with that damage, but anything can happen in this race. It's still early days, 5 laps out of 29, and, well, there we can see already, Bread 2.3 seconds out of DRS to Brian, and he's going to have Bunkin Bronco for company as well on those medium tyres, and I think Bunkin Bronco will get him, so Brett will drop down another position, which will be interesting here. Going back up to the front though, we're talking about Abhishek. Vu has pulled him in 8.5 temps, so Vu looks like he could be able to match Abhishek for pace tonight there.
Yeah, he's going to be just within just close enough to get DRS there, only by about 7/100ths of a second there, so don't know whether he's going to be able to reel him in, as Abhishek's just showing some real consistent pace at the moment, but he does have DRS, so that'll help, but we'll just have to see how this lap pans out, whether he's close at the end of this lap or not, because he has pulled 6-7 tenths off of Abhishek on that straight with the DRS and battery. So there does seem to be a distinctive 5 cars out the front, and then a gap back to Brian, and a gap back to Brett as well. Brian must have made a mistake or something there, as I do believe he was with that pack, was he not?
Yeah, I think so. He might have made a bit of a situation there. Brett is 1.8 seconds, so it does look like he's made a bit of a mistake. We have seen the hard compound tyres be the better tyre on the first stint, so it'll be very interesting to see when these medium runners come into pit. They've already done 5 laps already, so it'll be very interesting. There is Manny AU is coming into the pits, and he's changed that front wing out in P15. Still massive opportunity to still good points there. Manny AU lets Haley go through there, gone pretty slow, and he lets him through up into P15. Nishka now up at a P14. Big gap though to the leader. 42 seconds to the leader. 24 seconds behind Daz. So it looks like it's going to be a struggle for the Mercedes driver of Nishka. But anything can happen as Toe gets a penalty now. So he's added to it. 3 seconds, not what he wants, especially in that podium fight at the moment. Hennessy and Vu and Abhishek, and they're all in the DRS of each other, apart from Brian. So the top 5 in a nice little DRS battle, and then a little bit further down, Bunkin Bronco is only in a DRS battle. It's quite spread out, actually, apart from the top. So the top 5 really having a good battle there is Abhishek and Vu. Vu getting a little bit closer to Abhishek now on lap 7. And Abhishek has brought Vu into this battle, which will then bring Hennessy and also will bring in Toe and Jazzy Draw. And if they're not careful, that will bring Brian into it. They do not want a 6-way fight for P1. And Vu gets a penalty as well. Abhishek will be licking his lips after that. He'll be happy, as at the moment, Vu and Toe have penalties at the moment. And Abhishek and Hennessy will be pretty happy of how this is going for them so far.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. Like, that is the biggest thing that you can ask for as a penalty. Is Matty's
out?
Oh, is he retired in the pits?
Yeah,
he's in the pits. Yeah, decided today's not his day, and obviously retired from the session now. As we are seeing View, he's about 6 tenths behind Abhishek, 7 at the moment. So he's still going to be within that DRS, but we'll just have to see if he can make a move on this pit straight or not.
Yeah, got to be interesting.
Coming around the final corner, he's 7.5 tenths coming around the final corner. Abhishek is trying to sort of hurt that slipstream a little bit. hard to tell as there is the lap car coming back out on track, and it's going to cause Abhishek to have to slow down to avoid it. So View has got through.
Oh, Toe's gone into the back of it. I think Toe's hit the back of it. Oh, it's come straight out in front of Toe. And he's had to make evasive action and avoid it. And he's lost a bit of time. And I think he may have lost the position to Jazzy Draw because of that. That lap car caused so many dramas there. Sorry, back to you. Go.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate. Now Abhishek's already a second out from View. View could be quite quick here, but we'll just have to wait and see. He's 1.2 away. Whether Abhishek can reel him in or not. If he can stay within DRS, then that'd be ideal. But if he breaks that DRS, Abhishek's going to come under pressure from Hennessy then. Which, yeah. What's your thoughts so far, Gov?
Well, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. He's got the 3 seconds. Can he keep it clean for another 20 laps? That's going to be the biggest question. So is Abhishek, so is Hennessy as well. How many warnings are they on? You know, you got Jazzy Draw, Hennessy, and Abhishek, no pens. See, 1.1, it's nothing hardly in it at the moment. As Abhishek into the DRS, let's have a look. No, he has not. He has not got hardly any battery, and he could come under extreme pressure from Hennessy, as Hennessy is really, really coming down that main straight. Does he get the move done? No, he doesn't. He could have probably gone for it, though. He had so much more ERS than Abhishek at that time. So, yeah, Abhishek looks like he could be struggling with his ERS management there. A little bit of a mistake there. He's 1.4, needs to get back in that DRS of there at the moment. Back down, a little bit further down into P10. Rise, getting the move done on Slushy. Slushy getting the move done on Wogjet as well. So Slushy back up into P11 on those hard compound tyres with that front wing damage as well. So doing a stellar job, but he is 19 seconds from the leader at the moment with that 3 second time penalty, same as Rise, as there are the penalties so far. 3 for Vu, 3 for Toe, 3 for Rise, and 3 for Slushy. I'm surprised Toe is still in this race after that retirement car. That was so close. Could have been curtains there. So, interesting. A little bit further down, we've got Wogjet still battling Slushy. A little bit further up, we've got Bunker Bronco putting pressure on Bread. Bread staying in that P7, 2.6 back from Brian.
Abhishek's going to have DRS.
Abhishek's
going to have DRS. That's going to make his defending a little bit easier against Hennessy there. That DRS is really critical for him. I don't know if View's had a little bit of a stuff up, or just if Abhishek's pace is starting to catch back up now. I'm not really sure. What's your thoughts, Gov?
I think they're changing the modes. I think they're dropping it in done in certain areas, and that's how they're managing to catch up. You know, obviously, if you in certain areas of this track you run medium, and then into the corners you run none. So I reckon it's got to be something to do with the mode, because he's 7.5 attempts. He's 1.4 back, so. Very unless it's gone a little bit slow to save up some ERS, which has then brought Abhishek back into it. That doesn't really hurt Abhishek as much, but it does hurt Vu, because he's bringing him back in, and we're on 10 laps already, and these guys are going to have to make a pit, obviously. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. I'll put it on when I need to. Don't you worry. I'm not going to give advantage. It doesn't work like that, Symphonic. I see your message. We got Brian down there in P6 2.9, nearly 3 seconds back from Starboy. So Brian and Brett just don't seem to have the pace at the moment. Could be on the hards, though. So that is a little bit of an interesting situation there, as the hards will be the better tyre moving forward, so they will gain on these guys moving forward, so we'll have to wait and see there. But it's Steve that spotted my thing, getting a 3 second time penalty as well. Toe about to engage a move on Jazzy Draw. Get the move done into P4. Does he get the move done into Toe 1? Jazzy Draw is still trying to holding around the outside. Does Toe get the move done? He switches over to the right. Jazzy Draw holds his line. They're going to go side by side, and they're going to touch. Oh, he really pushes him wide there. They're still going to go side by side. And Jazzy Draw lives another day, but Toe's still going to come back at him. And a nice little battle there between Toe and Jazzy Jordan for P4 and P5. Nice little battle to see there. And look at this, it's 1.5 again between Abhishek and Vu. So same thing we just saw again has happened again. Hennessy is in the DRS of Abhishek, and Jazzy Jordan is in the DRS of Hennessy, and Toe is in the DRS of him as well. But while these guys keep messing around and fighting, they are given the opportunity of Brian to catch up and get into this battle. At the moment, he is only 2.8 seconds back, so he's out of the DRS and he's not gaining much on them. Probably a tenth a lap, maybe, due to obviously the tyres. That's going to be the interesting thing. Back to you, Der.
Yeah, just the battery difference between Abhishek and View has not changed since View made that original pass on him. So I don't know whether it is a battery difference, because they're both still sitting at about the same as what they were when they passed. So I think it's really just about the pace. Maybe View's starting to put some pace on now, or Abhishek's getting caught up fighting Hennessy too much, as we do see Jazzy. First one to dive into the pits to get off those mediums. How do you think that's going to affect these other front runners, Gov?
Well, to be honest with you, this what's going on here at the moment between Abhishek and Hennessy, this is just going right in the hand of Vu. Right in the hand of him, like while he's defending, which is good for Abhishek. But if he can try and keep that down to a 3-second gap, to 2.42 second gap, then that'll be great. But if they start to then increase to 3 seconds and they start to battle, that's going to help Vu. Because he's obviously going to clear that 3 seconds as well. Jazzy pitting, he's obviously maybe going for an undercut. That's about right, a lap 11. Mediums don't really do well here. I've seen a lot of people go a little bit further and then get a little bit caught into traffic. And that's not what you want to do here. You don't want to be in traffic because it's so difficult to pass. There's only a few places really where you can pass in Qatar. Very similar to Hungary. I know it's a lot wider, but this sector 2 is just so difficult. You know, you're following all the way through. Spud Muffin getting a 10-second speed in the pit lane down there in P19. Not the night for Williams, especially after a fantastic night last night. They're not having a good night so far, and he's actually called it. Really, that's disappointing to see. There, obviously calling it there on lap 12. Anything could have happened. And we've got some changes though, because Vu is in, Abhishek is in, Hennessy is in. So they've all done the same thing as everyone else. So they're probably all on the same strat. And Vu does lead the way, but Hennessy has jumped Abhishek. Oh, that's a bit of drama there, Dirk.
Oh, yeah, not ideal for Abhishek, but we'll have to see. Are they going to come out in front of Jazzy?
No, they're going to come out right in front.
Oh, no.
Oh, look at this.
Abhishek's going to come out behind. Abhishek has lost 2 positions through that pit stop, plus the older tired cars sitting in the middle of this.
Oh, this is not good.
In saying that, View's come out in front of Daz, so Daz is going to be slowing up Jazzy, Hennessy, and Abhishek, and it's going to allow View to just sort of move along a bit, as he's got quite a gap before he catches up to Rise. This is not ideal, as we've got Jordan Sears retiring as well. That's 3 cars out already, Gov.
Yeah, definitely. A bit of a shame, really. Obviously, some very, very big drivers as well. Jordan Sears, Spud, Manny AU. Manny AU doing a fantastic job last week in Hungary. And also Spud Muffin as well. And really, really good night last night for Williams. And just how things can change just in a heartbeat, you know. Obviously, Aston Martin obviously having a fantastic week in the overalls this week in regarding across all 5 divisions. Yeah, this is going to be interesting to see what happens next. But this is the problem now. Vu is in absolute advantage, Vu here. He is cleared, obviously, the guys behind. Jazzy Jaw is now cleared. Looks like he's going to clear Daz. That's what he needs to do. Hennessy is trying to do something. He doesn't know what to do. Does he get the move done? Yes, he does. Abhishek is still behind Wogjet. And that is not helping him, because he's got Wogjet, then he's got Daz, and then he's got the back of Hennessy, which he was battling and he was in front with before. So this is great news for Vu at the moment, because he is now 17 seconds back from Bread. These guys at the front 3 all have to pit, and Vu will be leading this race once again. So not much has changed really.
Yeah,
Good move, great move there.
not
Sorry,
ideal for
Abhishek got the move
Abhishek,
done.
but
He's got the move done on Wogjet. Back to you, Soda.
yeah, not ideal for Abhishek. He'll be trying to get past these cars as quick as he can, as we just did see him get past Wogjet. Now, he'll be trying to get past Daz ASAP so that he can try and catch back up to the likes of Hennessy, Jazzy Drought, and View and battle for that podium. As if he can get within 3 seconds of View, View will lose that P1 realistically. So, but Slushy gets another 3 seconds. I believe that's up to 6 for him now. As I believe we're going to see Abhishek make the move here. I wouldn't think Daz would fight it too much. No, it does look like he's going to fight it, which is very interesting.
Yeah,
Especially knowing that you've got a pit. But he does get the move done, gets it cleanly. Now he'll be on the hunt to catch back up to Hennessy, but he has a 2.2 second gap. That is not ideal for Abhishek. Over to you, Gov.
Yeah, that's definitely hurting massively. He's probably looking at a P3 at the moment. We'll have to wait and see what happens here. 1.9, he's putting it in pretty quick. The question is how fast can he be now on those hards? 2, and 3, and 2. So Jazzy Jort is on the most out of most of them at the moment in that position. And Jazzy Jort looking at a P2. And he's obviously definitely changed from where he was at the beginning. Position changes. 2 for Toe. Brian 6. Bread 3, Vu 2, Jazzy Rock staying where he is, down 2, Hennessy down 2, Abhishek down 6, Daz up 10. What a night he's having so far. Still has to pit though. Wogjet up 1, Bunky Bronco down 1, Tyler up 6. Good night for him so far. Rise up 2, Huddy Go up 3, Tazio down 3, Slushy down 3, Kelko down 1, and Nishka down 10. So, yeah, those guys down at the bottom really not having the best of nights, and it looks like it is going to be a struggle to try and score some points unless anything happens in this race later on. We still see the guys at the front of Starboy, Brian, and Bread still continuing. Not big gaps, though. I've got to say 2.83 seconds, and obviously Vu is 14 seconds, but top 3 there's not much in it, so this is going to be very interesting when they do pit of how far they're going to fall, because they are going longer. Are they going to get involved in that midfield battle and that traffic? And if they do, that's going to hurt their tyres in the on the next stint.
Yeah, we do see Tazio's into the pits now. So he did have to pit early onwards, I believe. Yeah, that is correct. He was a part of that earlier incident, unfortunately. Calco's in as well. We'll have to see. Does Nishka comes out or is ahead of them well and truly now? I think we're going to see Nishka try and catch up to the back of Slushy, but he does have 11 seconds to make up. And I do not believe that Slushy will be able to make it on those mediums either. So as Tyler goes and gets a 3 seconds, that's not ideal, Gov.
Yeah, I don't know what Toe's doing there, trying to overtake a driver into the pits. That is not allowed, so they're going to be careful of that, mate. Tazio getting a 3-second time penalty as well. I don't know if that will be looked at by the stewards on Toe there. Just got to be a bit careful. Obviously, trying to overtake. That is not allowed. That is a no-no. Don't want to make it 10 times worse and get yourself another penalty at the moment. There you go. There your tyres. 16 laps for Bread. 12 seconds to Vu. But he is not going to be out in front. Vu is going to be a lot far in front. But at the moment, Jazzy Draw is right there. And so is Hennessy. And look who is coming around the corner. Abhishek. He is doing as much as he can. Problem is if he's just driving as quick as he can, is he hurting his tyres? That's going to be the question.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he can get back within that DRS. It's going to save him a lot of work on that straight, as he's having to burn a lot of battery to try and not let them get too far out in front with their own DRS that they've got at the moment. As we do see Jazzy, he is just out of DRS on View. Let's see whether he gets back in by the detection point. But Abhishek, 1.7 behind at the moment, still has not been able to catch up yet. Not ideal for him. What's your thoughts with that, Gov?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a tough one there at the moment. He's still trying to. You can see he's just there. 1.4. Bread is in. Where is Bread going to come out of? That's going to be the question. Here come all the guys down the main straight. As you can see there, Jazzy Jort's got DRS on the back of Vu as well. So great job from Jazzy Jort to do that. Bread now coming out the pits. Look at this. He's going to come into this battle. As you can see, Brian's involved in that. Toe's involved in that. They got traffic. Where's Bread going to come out of? He's going to come out right just in front of the battle between Tyler and Rise down into P9 as well. So now it's a big push to see what he can do. And even though these guys have pit, they've got 12 seconds to the leader. 15, 16 seconds. That's a lot. And these guys are on the hards and these guys are on the mediums. So interesting strat. Going to be quick. Going to be interesting to see if these guys are going to be able to catch them. If they get a safety car, these guys go on the mediums. It's game over for these guys on the mediums already because they'll be quicker and they'll be out in front. So fingers crossed, nothing doesn't go wrong. We've got one more lap to make it to 10 laps left. Vu is leading this race. He does have that 3-second time penalty. And at the moment, he will fall down to P4 if it stays like this. Wogjet has got involved in a bit of a battle there. Sort of a bit of yellows there. Tyler does get the move done. He's up in the P10. A little bit further up, though. I can't believe Jazzy George pulled this DRS in as well. So, and Albashek is so close. Look, 1.3. You can see the guys on the main straight. He's just out of the DRS again. And as you can see there, 1.8. He was 1.3 to 1.8. So if these guys save, he'll catch. If they battle, he'll catch. That's going to be the question. But he's got Starboy right behind him on those medium tyres, only on 2 laps. But he's got an 8-second gap. So a little bit of leeway there for Albashek at the moment. But yeah, going to be interesting to see. Albashek's still got a massive opportunity of a P3 or P2.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough battle up the front there. Whether Abhishek can catch him will be another thing thrown into another spanner thrown into the works. At the moment, that would put Highview down in. Spud Muffin has left. Oh, he's DNF, so do not need to worry about that. As we do see Huddy Goat goes and sets the fastest lap of the race with a 1:23.984. He is currently down in P14. But Abhishek, 1.3, 1.2, 1.1. It's going to be tied on the DRS. Does not get it, I don't believe. 1.116 through the detection point. So hopefully with one more lap here, he's going to be able to get that DRS and be able to stick with him now and fingers crossed get some moves done. Gov.
Yeah, I think he will. You can see Hennessy, Jazzy Draw, and Vu, they're all close together. So I think he'll join that very, very soon. The one question I do want to talk about, there's 9 laps to go in this race. Tazio, no points. We're only looking at the moment to see Bread score points at Alpine. That could be quite big going into, obviously, the end of the week with the overall situation.
Yeah, I imagine Merck would be licking their lips at that. P6 and P13. Nishka did have an unfortunate start, but he is showing great pace. Whether he's going to be able to catch a few of those guys in front will be the next question, but we'll just have to wait and see. Abhishek's back to 1.2 now. I do reckon he'll be able to get DRS this lap as he's 1.068. Back up to 1.2 through there. We'll have to wait and see at the detection zone if he gets it. It's looking tight. 1.1, 1.083, 0.55. Has he got it? I did see it get down into the 0.9s, but I'm not sure if it was at the point. He does. He's got the DRS, Gov.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. He's just burning his battery, mate.
Oh, it came up.
No, he doesn't have it.
It came up on my end.
He doesn't have it. Not yet. Not quite yet, mate. He's 1.4 out. Nearly. He was just a second coming down the main straight. So, and the problem is he's burning his battery to catch up, which is going to be difficult for him. unless these guys make a mistake in front. And it's going to be the interesting thing. We've got one guy on older tyres than the other three, and that's Jazzy Draw. The only thing that's going to help Abhishek here, Jazzy and Hennessy, is Vu with that penalty. And will we see any of these other guys get penalties, Jazzy or Hennessy? That's going to be the question. Abhishek, though, is 8.5 tenths. He is there now. He is there. He is joining the party. Question is going to be so difficult, though, because how is he going to be able to make overtakes? He's going to be in a four-way DRS train. And we know how difficult it is. And Vu is trying to pull out of that DRS train. He's 8.5 tenths, and he's really pushing as much as he can because he knows he's got that 3 seconds there. He knows he's got that 3 seconds, and he's definitely looking at a P4 finish. And Jazzy Draw is looking to win this race. That's going to be the interesting one. There you go. There's your pens. 3 for Vu, 3 for Starboy, 3 for Rise, 3 for Tyler, 6 for Slushy, 3 for Tazio. And there we go. Jazzy Draw and Vu are going at it. Jazzy Draw does go side by side while these guys are battling. They make it quite easy. Hennessy doesn't get involved in that. No. Vu drops down into P2 and we now have a new leader. Oh, duh. This is going to be a very interesting last 6 laps. 7.
Yeah, definitely. These 4, they've battled it out at the start, and now they're going to go at it again. Unfortunately, Starboy is well and truly behind now, 8 seconds. As I did see someone else get a penalty there. Was that... Who was that? Sorry, Gov?
Slushy.
Oh, Slushy's got himself another 3 seconds, so that'll be 9 seconds worth of pens now. He will only lose the position to Nishka at this stage, but we'll have to wait and see if Huddy can get close enough. But this battle at the front, do you think we're going to see Vu try and make the move back on him? Back on that pit straight, Gov?
I think this is brilliant because they're all going to be saving battery. I'm just going to jump on board with the telemetry there. So that's 70, 70, 70, 50. So as you can see, not much on the battery there for Abhishek, but these guys and the dirty air as well. This is going to be the interesting one because Hennessy's getting closer. Vu's getting closer to Jazzy. Jazzy's trying to pull away. Abhishek is right up the backside of Hennessy and he's looking ready to pounce as well. So yeah, there's going to be power. It's going to be top speed. Who's going to be making the moves? Let's have a look. We're going to go on Jazzy. Jazzy's still in P1 at the moment. Vu's getting closer. He makes the move to the right-hand side. Jazzy lets him through. These guys just need to work together. Jazzy goes around the outside. They're having a nice little battle there. Oh, Vu goes off the track. And he's out into P4. And he's, could that be a puncher? Hopefully no puncher. And he's going to lose so much time. And that's going to bring Starboy and Toe right into this now. And they're both going to be on the same battery. On the same time penalty. So it's going to be a battle between 5th and 4th. I do not know who was at fault there. That's going to be an interesting one. But now it's a 3-way fight between Abhishek, Hennessy and Jazzy Draw. We're seeing some really interesting racing. But it's absolutely a spectacle at the moment. Who is going to take this win? It's out of 3 drivers at the moment. I think Vu is out of it. He is now 4-5s. He's 7 seconds behind Abhishek. And he's now got Toe for company in that P5. Is it going to be Jazzy? Is it going to be Hennessy? Or is it going to be Abhishek? We are still waiting. And it goes on back.
Vu gets another 3 seconds.
Another pen. 6 seconds. This is going to be interesting. What's your thoughts so far, Dan?
Yeah, absolute carnage. He was looking quite competitive there. Unfortunately, had that 3 seconds, but now he's got 6, and he's got Starboy on his rear with only 3 seconds. I imagine these guys at the front will be hoping that Vu slows up Starboy, so that way he's unable to catch the pack. As there's only 5 laps to go, he would have to close in at an astronomical rate. But these guys, they're going to battle till the end, I think, Gov. But from what I saw, it did look like Vu did just spin himself, but I'm sure it'll be looked at by the stewards after the race.
Yeah, going to be very interesting. Phoenix, I will refund you because Nishka's 4.8 seconds back. So I'll refund you as Abhishek is getting so close to Hennessy, but he just can't find a move and he's got to be so careful. Dirty air, slow, save your battery, wait for the mistakes and then pounce. That's going to be the question here. We'll just look at a little bit of the telemetry there. Jazzy Draw, 90%. Hennessy 86, 80. They're all around the same mark on it as well, which is great to see. This is a great three-way fight as well. But if these guys do mess around, that does bring Vu and Toe into this battle. But they do have those penalties as well. Brian has got a massive chance of a P5 or even a P4 as well. So does Bunkin Bronco. And so does Bread, as we were talking about earlier on. Tazio, I don't think is... Well, he may be able to hold on to that P15. We'll have to wait and see. Calco is to 3.2 seconds behind him. But this is the battle to keep an eye on. Lap 24 out of 29. Hennessy's 8 temps. Abhishek's 7.5 temps. No one is making a move yet. They're going to go again on lap 25. Hennessy's going to get closer, but no move as of yet. This is getting very exciting. We're going to jump on board with this battle between Bronco, Bread and Brian, because we've got three-way battle between 6th, 7th and 8th and 1st, 2nd and 3rd. How would you want it any other way, Dirk?
No, absolutely beautiful to see. As we do see, Vu and Starboy just did have a look at each other on that pit straight, but... Oh, not on the pit straight, sorry, on that straight before after that. But Brian at the moment leading over Bucking, followed by Brad. None of them have penalties yet, so we'll have to see if they can keep it clean to the end. But at the moment, Brian is leading by about a second, followed by Brad's about 7/10 behind Bronco. So Brian looking strong here at the moment. Fingers crossed he can keep it there, and maybe if he's quick enough, he'll be able to catch up to Starboy and View. But they do have a 3 and 6 second penalty, so that'll be helping Brian. He knows if he can just stay within 3 seconds of Starboy, that'll be P4 for him. How do you think this is going to go, Gov?
I don't know. I really don't know. Jazzy Draw just seemed to try and pull away. 7.5, 10. Tennessee brings them back in. Do you know how I think this P3 battle's going to go?
Oh, how it is now?
I think someone's going to get a penalty in the top 3. I think
fingers crossed from my perspective, it's not the Red Bull. Fingers crossed.
I hope
That's
not.
all I ask.
I hope not, for obviously the team's sake, but I honestly think it's going to go to a penalty. We'll have to wait and see here, because Abhishek is really pushing Hennessy, but Hennessy just seems to lock it. And Starboy has got himself a 6 second, so it's basically a battle for 4th and 5th between Vu, and Vu gets another one, so he just pushes another 3, so Starboy will get the job done on Vu, whatever happens here. But the question is Brian is licking his lips, because the more they get penalties, the more the Brian is just going to move up, and also Bread and Bronco, because they're all in the DRS of each other. So these guys, even though they're looking at a P8, Brian's looking at a P4, Bread's looking at a P7, Brian's looking at a P4, Bread's looking at a P5, and Bronco's looking at a P6. So, yeah, great job so far. Back up to the front, 26 out of 29. Abhishek, 7.5 temps. Hennessy is losing ground to Jazzy. You think he is, but he's not, because he's pulling back in the DRS. I think this could be the way it finishes. Are they going to engage and move? Is Hennessy going to try and go for a move on the last? He gets so close down into turn 1, but just doesn't seem to make the move. Abhishek, 9.5 temps back. He does not want to lose the DRS, because that will be curtains. Starboy gets through on Vu, and he is now going to push and try and catch Abhishek, but he does have that penalty. As you can see, I think Vu has decided that he is just going to try and stay with Starboy and try and pull away as much as he can. I don't think he's going to be able to. We're going to go on to some tyres as well. Slushy's decided to go on 3-lap mediums to try and catch up to Calco. Calco at the moment is looking at a situation. Tazio is looking at a P16, maybe. We'll have to wait and see. He's got 3 seconds. We're 27 laps out of 29 at the moment. 7.5 temps, 6.5 temps, 5.5 temps between Abhishek and Hennessy. This battle's going on. Hennessy is losing ground to Jazzy Draw in some areas of the track, and then he brings it back on the straight. He's going to have to be really concentrating, and is he going to make a move, or is Jazzy Draw going to get this job done? We said it was an interesting night for the Williams. There's only one driver that's going to score points tonight, which is going to be Jazzy Draw, who is a reserve driver, and he's done a fantastic job from start to finish tonight. Hennessy back into the DRS, and this is the problem. None of these guys can get the move done, and Tazio can say goodbye to points because he has now just got another penalty and that will push him down to around about P16. So only one Alpine is going to score points at this rate. Drama is happening. Take this lap and I'll take the finale.
Yeah, we'll stick with the front three here. I think that's the main battle to watch. It does look like Bronco is getting pretty close to Brad, but this is the battle to watch, in my opinion. As we're seeing Jazzy Draw leading by about half a second over Hennessy, followed by Abhishek, 2/10. He is all over the back of Hennessy and just hasn't been able to get the move done since he caught back up to him. And Jazzy looks pretty comfortably out the front. Touch wood, there's been no penalties out there at the moment, but there's still a lap and a half to go, so we'll have to wait and see. Jazzy still just keeping it out the front, up to 7/10 now. Abhishek's down up to 4 behind Hennessy. Coming around on this bit of a straight, round the fast right-handers. Sorry, got my directions a bit confused. They're going to head up into the DRS point in a second here. 6/10 and 5/10, the gap, both 6 and 6 now. Will we see a move on this last straight? I think they're too spread out. I'll hand it over to you, Gov, ready for the final lap.
Here we go. We've got 29 out of 29. Abhishek and Hennessy and Jazzy. Are they all going to go for it? Vuging another penalty. That takes him down to 12 seconds. He's making this 10 times worse. He was having a fantastic night and he could even fall even further down the chopping board. We've got Vu. He's going to have a move on Starboy. He's going to have a move with moving the penalties. Can Abhishek get the P2? He's going to have the chance here. Hennessy's closed on Jazzy Draw. 3.5 attempts and looks like we are going to see a little bit of a fight going on now on this final couple of corners going on to the last lap here. Can anyone make a difference here? Jazzy's in control of this race at the moment. We've got 6.5 attempts, 5.5 attempts, 4.5 attempts. Is Abhishek going to go for it? Going to go for a move? He's getting so close to Hennessy. The question is, are the tyres going to go off for Jazzy? He's on 17 laps. Abhishek 6.5 attempts, Hennessy 3.5 attempts. We're on board, we can see he's getting closer. Let's just look at some telemetry as well. 44%, 39%. Jazzy's on 60, he's got plenty of ERS. Who is going to get the job done? 2.5 attempts. Hennessy gets a penalty! And there you go! That's P2 gone! Abhishek has got one last chance, and he goes wide as well, but doesn't get the penalty. Jazzy George's going to get the win. Hennessy has stuffed it up on the last corner, and that's going to drop him down at P3. Jazzy George's going to win the Qatar Grand Prix. Drama on the final scenes and the final lap here at Qatar. Abhishek gets P2. Hennessy gets P3. Starboy gets P4. No, he doesn't. Brian gets P4. Bronco gets P5. Starboy gets P6. Brett P7. Vu P8. Tyler P9. Well, I don't think he'll get to P9 because he's got 6 seconds. And well, what drama. And I did say, and I didn't curse it because it happened way before I said it, that someone was going to get a penalty on that last lap there.
Yeah, it was bound to happen. They were all pushing it to the limits, and from perspective, thankfully it wasn't Abhishek, and luckily it was one of the guys in front of him. But absolutely great drive from all three of them. Unfortunate for Hennessy to get that penalty, but yeah, still nonetheless, it doesn't take away from what was a great drive and honestly a well-fought P3 in the end for him.
Yeah, definitely.
We're about to have the last car of Slushy coming across the line. He's coming down the final straight. And there we go. Race over. Over to you, Gov.
Oh, wow. Sorry about the high pitchedness at the end there. I could see a little bit of an excitement. I had a groan from you, Daz, so I know that you're obviously happy with that. Oh, that was absolute scenes at the end there. And Tazio did get the last point, so I was mistaken. He did manage P15 because Calco got a penalty on the last lap there. Absolute scenes here. Race winner. What a drive from Jazzy. What a drive. The guy is doing fantastic. Rise getting fastest lap. Drive of the day obviously goes to Daz. Most overtakes to Daz, and Jazzy Jewell gets the extra point as well. So really good night for Williams and Ferrari, obviously with the points there. So who got drive of the day? Daz, that's it. Sorry, I just needed to remember that. So there we go. Just want to get these guys in for a quick interview. So Jazzy Draw takes out the P1,
Oh.
Albuchek takes P2, Hennessy takes out P3, Brian P4, Bunkin Bronco P5, Starboy known as Tone P6, Bread in P7. Voo, look at that. Was in P1 down to P8. Drama, drama, drama. Daz in P9. Nishka, what a drive from him, obviously, early on. Had a bit of a difficulty, but good to get into the points there. P10. Thailand P11. Rise P12. Wogjet P13. Hadigo P14. Tazio gets the last point, P15. Calco gets P16. Slushy P17. Jordan Sears out. Spud out. Madiayu out of this race. And Rise gets the fastest lap. And just wait for these guys to jump in for a quick interview. So we've got Jersey, Abhishek, Hennessy, driver of the day. Feel free to join in, guys. Join in the comms box, and we'll have a quick chinwag before the night is over. And while we're waiting for those guys patiently, let's talk about the summary of the race. What's your thoughts of the last race of the week tonight?
A lot different to what we previously have seen. It was quite tight at the top and then very spread out through the midfield, which I'm probably more used to seeing that someone runs away with it and then there's a tight battle in the midfield. But it was really good to see that it was a four-way battle, really, between the V-carb of Highview, and then obviously the three podium winners of Hennessy, Abhishek, and Jazzy. So great battle up the front, great to watch. And it was hard to look away from it, to be honest, Gov.
Yeah, tonight there was obviously a lot of battles. Obviously, top three. You don't normally see the top three going at it. So we've seen a bit of a gap happen across all five divisions. We saw a nice little battle there between, obviously, the two teammates yesterday, between Kaus and Sorokin. And then we had the battle between P6, 7, and 8 as well, with Bread, Brian, and Bronco as well. So, driver of the day. Sorry, I'm being asked a question here. Driver of the day, comms box, mate. Join the comms box. There we go. Just get this guy in. There we go. I think that's everyone. Ooh. Let me move things around. Cursors. There we go. We get everyone in, which is really good to see. But yeah, no, obviously really, really good to see. Love the battles. And yeah, like I said, I thought that the top three was going to change with the penalty as well. And we'll be able to talk about that. We'll be able to find out what warnings are on and everything and go from there. But I'll let you do the rounds this time. You can ask all the questions first and I'll go second. And first up is Daz, driver of the day in the Ferrari.
Oh, thanks, mate. I'll take that.
Well, welcome to the comms box, Stars. Pretty good drive from you today. How are you feeling after that?
I've got sore wrists, mate. Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was nice. It was incident-free for a change, so I think my luck held out. Managed to push those hards for about 17 laps, and then the mediums it was good. Didn't have too much traffic, so that helped massively as well. But no, it was a good race. Was able to get a good rhythm going, which has been hard of late.
Yeah, overall, are you happy with the result for you and the team?
Yes, very much so. Unfortunately, Rise had to pit with a couple of laps, but yeah, otherwise we would have had it 8th and 9th, I think, or 7th and 9th, one of the two. Can't remember. Anyway, we'll take those points. Good win.
Yeah, very good work. Sorry, I've just had a mind blank quickly. How are you feeling about Mexico next week?
I haven't even played Mexico in a very long time, so yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. We'll start practicing after Easter, probably Monday afternoon, and then we'll go from there and we'll see what happens. It's a fast track, so it flows really well. So yeah, if I can keep it clean, don't get any pens, I think we should be good.
That's good to hear. thank you very much. I'm going to hand you over to Gov now and see what questions he has to ask, as I'm having a bit of a mind blank at the moment.
All good.
Over to you, Gov.
Use ChatGPT. Here we go. Daz, mate.
Nice idea.
It's not a bad idea, is it? You know, they just come off the top of my head anyway. But Daz, obviously we don't talk much. We've known each other a while. Congratulations on the drive of the day. First of all, how did you find the race in itself? Obviously, a fan of Qatar, or not so much?
Not really. I think it just suits my driving style. It flows really well. It's a quick track. Very little heavy braking zones. So I think that's probably why I like it better than some of the others. Like, for example, Spain. But other than that, I think Qatar is good. I seem to have some good battles at Qatar and some good luck at Qatar. So yeah, I'll take driver of the day today.
Yeah, definitely, and it's some good motivation and momentum going for you into Mexico as well. Obviously, since you've joined Ferrari, obviously we saw you driving in Division 4, and obviously I'm not going to see you driving there anymore. So congratulations on obviously the promotion as well and the full-time seat.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
all the best in Mexico next week.
Thank you, and have a good break, guys. We'll see you next week.
You too, man. Take care.
Cheers.
Have you still got a mind blank?
Yep.
Do you want me to take this one away as well?
No. I'm sure I can take away this one. I've got some questions on the top of my head.
Hennessy on ChatGPT and then just put McLaren, ask questions.
No, I haven't yet, and I'll have to use a undisclosed AI company, and unless they wanted to sponsor us, then I could disclose names. But Hennessy, unfortunate to get the P3 instead of the P2 in the end, but overall, how are you happy with the result? Do we have a Hennessy here?
Yep.
If he'd like to unmute, is he unmuted now?
No, he's not.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear him. He's there.
Yeah, we've got you.
He's there.
I've got a problem with my mic. The penalty was annoying because I thought I only had one warning, but obviously not. Check the race director, and there she was, one in lap one. I will have a look, see if I can get them any removed by the stewards, but that's pretty hopeful. P3 is pretty good. Yeah, happy. Pretty straightforward drive. Just pretty much stayed behind the car in front of me and kept their car behind me for the whole race.
Yeah, you managed to jump Abhishek in the pits. How did you feel about that?
I had no idea what happened to him because he was in front of me. So I expected him to be in front of me, and I thought he'd made it out in front of the cars that jumped us, that undercut us. But no, then I saw him come up behind me, so I was a bit surprised by that. What happened to him in the pits?
Yeah, I've got the data here. It was just a slight slowdown in the pits, that was all. So unfortunate, but yeah. Either way, managed to get that P3 at the end of the day. Was there anything else going through your mind throughout that race where you it was a 5-way battle at the start and then it dropped down to a 4-way? What was going through your mind throughout all that?
Pretty much, I just wanted to stay. I think I probably had higher wings than most of the cars around me. So they're pretty hard to overtake on the straights. But my plan was to just kind of stay behind until the last lap and then try to make an overtake on the final, on the 29th lap, 28th, 29th. But the Jazzy was just too quick, couldn't get in front of him. So then I thought about kind of going for a cheeky move up sector 2, but there was no opportunity that really came up. So yeah, I was just kind of happy to stay behind. And then I was burning through I was gunning it through those corners, and just went outside, got a penalty, so that was annoying. But not much going through the mind, just focusing on driving.
That's understandable. Tough race out there. Did you have? I think you had a front row seat for views spinning. Did you not? What went on there? Did you see?
I think he might have just gone the throttle too early or something. He just had I think he spun all on his own. He was battling with Jazzy, and then he was behind him, and then I just saw him sideways right in front of me, and had to kind of avoid that. So it was good not to collect him.
Yeah, did that increase your heart rate a little bit or not?
Yeah, a little palpitation during that, I think.
That's understandable. I'll hand you over to Gov before I ask too many questions, and I've got another mind blank. So over to you, Gov.
Yeah,
Cheers, mate.
Now he's
Thank
got
you.
not enough questions to ask, which is the bloody opposite, eh? Thanks, Der. Hennessy, just a few things, mate. Obviously, you've been in fantastic form in the last 4 weeks. How come are the great form? Are the tracks just are they just the tracks for you? Do they suit your racing at the moment? The tracks that have come up through the calendar.
I guess the start of the season just had a long time off playing the game. I didn't touch the game in about 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm only really playing once a week, twice a week. But it's just good I could jump on an hour before the race, have some practice, get into it. So it's just, consistency, keeping it up every week.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And your form has shown that,
Yeah.
Probably one of the best teams at the moment in obviously, unfortunately, with one of the drivers DNF tonight and no Dutch, which was a bit of a shame. But obviously in the last few weeks, probably one of the best teams, scoring consecutive points. Tonight was obviously a nice little four-way battle. Vu was involved in that earlier on, and then obviously had that spin, and then obviously went a little bit downhill after that, got the penalties as well. And then people probably going to say to me, comms curse, but I wouldn't say it is a comms curse because I did say something that was going to change, but it didn't happen straight after I said it. It happened like 4 laps later. So how did you feel when you got the 3 seconds, when you basically had a P2 in the bag?
Well, my first thought was, I'll be able to get that removed. I've only had one warning. And then I checked the race director, and no, I'd had 2. So, I was a bit annoyed to get that. I was just kind of pushing it too hard through those corners to try to get the jump on Jazzy. But yeah, couldn't. A bit annoying with that.
Going into the last lap, were you going to try and get the move done and try and take the P1? We did see you get a bit close to him, but he just seemed to pull away just in certain areas, which then just pushed you back. Like we could see in the last couple of laps, it was around about 8.5 tenths onto the final corner coming up the main straight. So were you struggling a little bit, or were you just like saving ERS management for the final push on the last lap?
No, I think I had a lot of battery, but I think he was just a bit quicker on the straights than me. So I did get almost alongside him, but didn't get far along. Didn't get close enough to make a move. So yeah, and then I thought about making a move in other spots. When he was using no battery, I thought I'd try to surprise him. But then he kind of started using a bit more battery on the last lap, so made it difficult. So yeah, fair play to him. Had a great race. So. Win deserved.
Yeah, definitely, and it seems to me at the moment in Division 3, it's a different person every week at the top. Bread's been obviously leading the championship, being quite consistent, but you've outscored him again. So's Jazzy, so's Albashek. And if that keeps happening, that lead could drop massively. Do you still feel you've got a massive opportunity of putting a dent into Bread's championship hopes?
Well, I was thinking about the championship before last week, Hungary, and then I was on for a good race, and my wheel failed halfway through the race. So
yeah, we see
that not scoring any. Yeah, so I went straight into a wall. So not scoring any points there really made it hard for myself in the championship. But there's still a chance.
You've got that trophy.
Yeah, it's an uphill battle.
You've got that trophy next to your name, Hennessy. You're a championship. You've won a championship, mate. You know what it takes. Like deep down, 8 races to go. You've been racing in Rush for a long time. Deep down, do you still think that there's hope there? Because you've done it. You've done it before. Obviously, this grid's a lot different. You've got a lot of quick drivers, and it seems to be quite even out each week. Obviously. Brian done well tonight. Obviously, his teammate fell a little bit further down. Obviously, one of the Alpine drivers, they fell further down. Brad didn't get up into the top, three. Obviously, Time had penalties. Vu, Calco, they didn't have the best of races. So things can change very, very quickly. Do you feel that there is hope there that you could, cause a bit of an upset?
Oh, there's a chance, but I think I don't know how many points behind I am, but I'm about 50 points behind, so I've got a lot of making up to do. Stranger things have happened. Give it a go.
That's nothing. 30 points in one race and 100% race, mate. DNS. It's all on. It's all on like Donkey Kong. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It can change very, very quickly. But honestly,
yeah, we'll see.
Great work. Really unfortunate on the 3 second. I know that's a bit of a hurtful one because you drive a fantastic race. There was great battles. That top three was getting very, very exciting, and really unfortunate to get that penalty. But all in all, great result and well done on the P3. And we'll see you through the S's in Mexico.
Oh, look forward to it. Thanks, mate.
Take care, mate. Back to you, Dave.
Cheers, bye.
There we go. Now we'll move on to P2. My man, Abhishek, how are we feeling after that?
I'm feeling good. Pretty happy with my result. It's my best finish in this division.
Yeah, that's very great to hear. Do you think that you would have been able to push for the win if you didn't manage to get out behind that old tired traffic after your pit stop?
I'm actually very unhappy because I had a lot of pace in this track, and it should have been a win for me. I messed up ahead also, and also in the pits, my mic was off, and I was trying to put that on, and then I missed my clutch, and Hennessy went ahead of me. So there were a few goof ups by me because I was very nervous because first time I was leading a Division 3 race, so I made a few mistakes, but I'm still happy with what I got.
Yeah, very great result. I'm sure your TP would be very happy with that. How do you think the team feels about that?
I hope he's happy.
Very much so. Good work. But overall, do you think that's a high point for the team this week after really, to be honest, struggling?
Yeah, I think so. I think we did well in most of the divisions, so it's a good week for the team. And
yeah.
Congratulations to the TP because he's been putting in a lot of hard work trying to get everybody on board. So good luck.
Thank you very much. I mean, we've seen you putting in the hours of practice. How are you feeling about your pace in amongst the division? Not necessarily just this track, just in general. Do you think you can really fight for wins each week?
I think so. If not wins, at least top 5.
Yeah, very much showing a good pace at the moment. Had a really clean race. Does it feel good to make sure that you didn't get any penalties throughout that?
Yeah, I did work very hard on that because this, like, when I did my first practice race, I got like 21 seconds of penalties when I was practicing on my own. I was like, oh my God. So I did work very hard and made sure that I was within the track limits. It's not easy on this track. I mean, I did cross a few times. Luckily, the game has not given me any warnings or something like that.
Yeah. How were you feeling on that final lap when you saw that Hennessy just got that 3 seconds as she coming around the final few corners?
Yeah, I actually didn't see that. I was surprised that I was in P2, but it didn't show up on my screen that he's got a penalty. I think it was just the second last corner.
Yeah, that's right. I think that was it.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on the result tonight. Very good work. Very proud of you. And I'm going to hand you over to your other teammate, Gov. Over to you, Gov.
Oh, how exciting I am for this interview. Abhishek, how are you, my friend? obviously practice.
Pressure, man.
But practice obviously works, doesn't it? And I'm so glad that you've got no penalties in that race. That's a massive thing because I know that you have struggled with pens. Obviously in
Yeah.
obviously in one of the Hungary races, and yeah, it's been a struggle, and it was a really good performance all the way through. And I'm going to go from the start. Obviously, qualifying, it just seemed that you just had so much pace and quality. You seemed so comfortable. I think you were leading in in Q1, and then Jazzy obviously pipped you. You were leading in Q2, and then obviously leading into Q3 as well. So, what was the plan in quali? Was the plan to try and qualify in the top three?
Yeah, I always knew I could get pole because I did a lot of practice for this race, and I think in my division, I don't know whether some other Qatar race I did pretty well in Rush. So it's a good track for me. I've got good pace here, so I knew I'll be top three for sure, and I was going for pole. I was hoping I have the pace for the pole, and I was not surprised that I had.
Well, you did a fantastic job, obviously in quali, and the race as well. It was after the issues that you were talking about, obviously getting your mic on and all that jazz. You were really trying to push to get into the DRS. How difficult was that? Because we could see from the ERS deployment that you were burning a lot of battery and not just having it on the straight. So you were getting to about a second, and then you were having no battery down the main straight, which was then pushing it back out to 1.5, 1.6. So it was feeling like you were just overdoing it every time until those guys really started to come to a bit of a halt, and then you then managed to catch up. Did you feel that way?
Not really. I mean, I was trying a bit hard because because of a pit stop and a bit of mess up. So there was a big gap, and I got stuck behind few cars. So I was trying hard to close the gap. I knew I was faster than the guys up front, but it's such a difficult track to overtake. And once I lost my lead, it was catch up from then.
Yeah, because it did seem like it was a struggle, and you were burning so much, and you did manage to catch up. Were you going to make any last ditch, moves? Going to try and push for the win when you saw Hennessy and Jazzy in front, or was it just too difficult with the DRS off the back of Hennessy and Hennessy off the back of Jazzy?
No, I was very clear. I was not going to make any crazy moves. I would take P3 happily. I had made up my mind because of my track record is not so good with penalties, and I didn't want to hear more from you in our chat. So I was very clear. I'll take
Like an
P3.
ogre. It's all
Clearly
positive
worked.
criticism. Dad, tell him, come on. It's all positive criticism. I love him, really. Come on.
No, I'm very happy. I'm saying it's positive criticism, but it plays on my mind, because I got to do it right this time, because I messed up. I was leading in the sprint in China, and I just messed up on the last lap. So I didn't want to try an overtake, which didn't have like a 80% chance. So, and that chance never came through the race.
You could just see it now, can't you? Abhishek's driving, and there's like a little speech bubble, a brainstorm in the corner with my face pointing, no penalties, no penalties. No,
I mean, it's clearly worked, has it not?
well, the thing is, like, at the end of the day, it's positive criticism. I want you to do well. I want you to do well for the team. I want every single
Yeah.
driver to do well. At the end of the day, I just want everyone to have fun. But I also want to see competitive and fantastic racing. And we saw that tonight, and you've got it in you. And the main thing is, from what I'm hearing in the interview and the way you're driving, is you're learning. And that's what it's about. You're not doing those silly things that you probably were doing. You got into a few incidents in China and stuff, and you're learning from it. And we've stated so many times in the review meetings that it's different tracks, and different scenarios. And you're going into Mexico, turn one's going to be very interesting. It's a long straight going into turn one, and it's quite technical. And then you've got the S's, so there's so many different scenarios in different tracks. And tonight, obviously, a track which probably for me, when I was obviously looking at yourself, obviously with penalties, was thinking, and I said it at the beginning, and Dale will probably vouch for it, that how you're going to go with obviously penalties because it's been an issue. So I'm absolutely over the moon with you with no penalties, getting the P2. Obviously a little bit of luck there with getting the 3 second from Hennessy, and I think that's great motivation for you and momentum going into Mexico, and also pushing into for better finishes.
Thank you. I just want to congratulate Jazzy on an awesome drive, and also Hennessy. So he deserved the P2. Unfortunate for the 3 second, but best of luck to both of them.
Awesome. Thanks, Abhishek. Appreciate it. And all the best next week. And we'll see you in Mexico.
Yeah, thank you.
Over to you.
Now,
P1.
So I do apologise if anyone thinks we're rambling on. Red Bull teammates, we're going to have our convening meeting, as per se.
We can give Chris an extra
If anyone's got
minutes.
if anyone's got a problem with it, feel free to come commentate yourselves. Moving on, Jazzy, congratulations on the win tonight. How are you feeling after that?
Yeah, thanks, man. It was hectic race. A lot of fun though. Probably one of the funnest races I've ever been part of. But yeah, feeling pretty happy with the result that I could get it for Dito and Williams. I've raced for him before, and they're a really good, nice bunch of guys.
Yeah, that's very great to hear. Hear wonderful things about Dito all the time. I got a question. Will we see you on the track next week?
No, I'm going away in 2 days, so I won't be back in time to race next week. And then being a reserve, I'll try to squeeze in as many as I can. I've said it previously, I really like this league and I enjoy racing here, so I'll definitely put my hand up when I'm available, for sure.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Was it your call or the engineers or Dito's call to pit that lap earlier than everyone else, or was it always planned to be that lap, or what was the go there?
Yeah, that's a really good question. We were talking about it during the race. Before the race, I told Dito that I could easily get to lap 12 on the mediums. But then we were making no progress in that first stint. I think I started fifth. I was there for a while until, I don't know, something happened and whoever was ahead of me got caught up in something and I was able to squeeze up to fourth. But then from there, I couldn't make any progress. Like, the guys were rapid, and yeah, with the DRS train going, I was going to stay stuck there. So I told Dito that I actually wanted to pit lap 10 to get the biggest undercut possible, that I think I could get my tyres to the end. He said, nah, let's just go lap 11. So it was his call to go lap 11. And I think it ended up being the right one because I did finish the race on, I think I was 78 or 79%. So I would have been one more lap. I would have been in puncture territory, which you want to avoid being around Qatar, for sure. The other issue I had is I think I broke my toe playing soccer this afternoon, so I was driving with only the right side of my accelerator foot of my right foot was able to touch the pedal, so that was that made it a bit interesting as well. Like, I couldn't put any pressure on my big toe, so that added an extra element for me. So I was really happy with the win, considering my Q1 was pretty strong once I got into the lobby and put down my final lap. But then after that, Q2 and Q3 I just couldn't put it together. So I was really surprised that I came through and ended up winning from P5 on such a hard overtaking track. But I think a lot of that credit will go to Dito to put me on the right strategy.
Yeah, great work tonight. How are you going with the battle with Hiveview there? It seemed quite intense before he spun.
Yeah. To be honest, I was really happy. I saw he had the 3 second. I actually didn't want to overtake him because I was running quite high wings as well, and I was worried that if I got ahead of him, that I would have then been right for the picking by Hennessy getting me down the straight. So when I saw him come off, of course I was going to take the position, and then I knew I was going to be in with a tough fight. But then seeing him spin on turn 1, 2 there, we fought into the corner. I thought, oh no, here we go. I'm going to have Hennessy all over me now, but I was able to hold him back. But yeah, the fight with Vu was really good. I enjoyed that battle. I think he had a 3-second and then got another one a bit later. I don't think we touched on that corner. Turn 1, 2, I didn't really feel anything. I just saw him spin, so I'm hoping we didn't make contact. But if we did, it definitely wasn't something that I was going for. I like battling on track, so.
No, well, I'm not sure about anyone else's point of view, but from mine, it did look like he just spun on his own.
Okay.
So, congratulations. I'm going to hand you over to Gov before I go through asking 1,000 questions again. So,
No, thanks, Dave.
thank you. Over to Gov.
Thanks, Der. Jazzy, what a night. First up, what did you think to the first full quali for Division 3?
Yeah, I don't mind it. I enjoy a full quali. Probably not for every week because they do take a while. But I absolutely loved it. I think it's a good track to do a full quali session on as well. So it was enjoyable. Just wasn't really happy with my pace in Q2 and Q3.
Okay. Do you think more strategic? Like, obviously, there's a lot more to think about. Obviously, with the tyres, not using too many sets of tyres going through into Q1. Just trying to, set a best banker and then going one more and then trying to get into Q2. Do you think there's more strategy into full quali?
Absolutely, there is. Even in Q2, I set I think it was a 21.5, but everyone was so close from me to like P12. I think was like 2 or 3 tenths in it. Because ideally, I wanted 2 fresh softs for Q3, but I wasn't willing to risk it. And Dito said, don't risk it. So I had to throw in a fresh soft and go out there, which only then left me for the one brand new soft in Q3. So yeah, there's definitely an element there of needing to strategize your laps, and also needing to make sure that you do good laps straight away, because you don't want to be burning through your tires in Q1, Q2. You definitely want to have 2 for Q3, and I wasn't able to do that, and that's what probably put me on the back foot for a less lap time than what I know I'm capable around Qatar. But yeah, Abhishek was rapid. Even if I got some good laps in, I don't think I would have hit his pole time. No way. I raced with Abhishek in another league as well, and he's really, really improved a lot. He's absolutely gotten so fast in the last few months. It's very impressive.
Oh, that's good. I appreciate the compliment from yourself to him. Talking about the race as well, obviously there was a bit of a DRS train and a bit of a fight. Obviously yourself, Vu, Abhishek, Hennessy, toe into that as well earlier on, and then obviously things changed. Obviously, I don't know what the situation is with the Vu incident, if he did spin on his own or if there was contact. Obviously, I'm sure we'll find out. But yeah, how difficult was it in that nice little battle? Because obviously when you got DRS off the back of someone else and then someone in from front, it's just so difficult to overtake unless you've got such more better wings, How did you feel it?
Yeah, I couldn't make any progress at all. So I was sort of happy to sit in the DRS train. And the main thing we were talking about with Dito was how are we going to do it to get positions here, because it's not going to be on track. And if I pit the same lap as everyone else, well, I'm not going to make moves there either, because like I was saying earlier, I had quite high wings.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I could have overtaken anyone down the straight, which is pretty much the only opportunity here. So yeah, we went for the undercut and it worked. And then Vu went off track and that was that move. So yeah, I think I made 2 moves in on track, which were both errors from the drivers in front.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other moves that I made was the undercut. So yeah, it wasn't. I guess I was just a bit more consistent tonight and didn't really make any errors, which is probably what ended up getting me the race win.
Yeah,
But it's a very, very hard track once you're in the DRS. And I think when I came out of when Vu came out of the pits. I think he was about 2 seconds, 2 and a bit seconds in front of me. But I saw he had the 3 second penalty. So my goal at that point was to try as hard as I could to get into DRS of Vu to make sure I didn't get overtaken down the straight. And then I was happy. So I was burning through my tires, burning through my ERS, and I just kept chipping away at his lead. And yeah, I was able to get back in and close into the DRS. And then from there, I knew that we're probably just going to stay in the train till the end of the race.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's how the sort of race eventuated for me.
Did you have any warnings?
Not one from memory. I don't think I had one warning.
Nice.
Yeah, which I normally get. I normally get at least the 3 second penalty. So I was happy with that.
Last couple of questions. Obviously, last lap. What was the plan? Obviously, 1 lap to go. You obviously got Hennessy behind. Was obviously just try and save as much ERSs up as possible, and then go none in certain areas to try and hold them up, and then just pull away on the final corner. What was the plan on the final lap, especially with that 3-way fight?
Yeah, I was saving ERS, but like in all the previous laps, I was sort of seeing what the gap was to Hennessy into the last penultimate and then the last corner. And I noticed that as long as I was about 0.7 of a second in front of him, going into the last corner, that even if I turned my ERS off, with a few hundred meters before the breaking point, he wouldn't catch up to me, and that allowed me to keep, charging. So every lap, I was finishing with more and more ERS, and obviously keeping him behind. So once that last lap came, it was just ERS the whole way. Like don't let him get close. The lap 28, yeah. So yeah, I went into lap 28 with that gap, and then I just burnt the whole way down. And once you get to turn 1 on lap 29, it's going to be quite hard to overtake anywhere else on track. So I just did it like that, pretty much how you said, just burn as much as I could, make sure I kept him behind, and keep that gap, 7/10 of a second leading into the last corner, because any closer, he would have probably got really close, or we would have battled into turn 1, and then you don't know what was going to happen. So I was happy to burn a bit in that sector 3 to build that little gap up to, say, the 8/10, and then from there it was just the same thing, just burn down, to about 500, 400 meters from the breaking point and turn it off and charge till sector 3 the next time he came around.
Yeah, and that's what you got to do. You just got to be strategic, especially when you've got two cars fighting for positions, and a track like Qatar, which we know has been a bit of an issue for track limits. And we saw a lot of guys get penalties, like not massive penalties, but those 3s and those 6s, and they really do hurt, especially when you're trying to gain points. And we saw Vu go from 3 to 6 to 9 to 12, and drop all the way down from P1 to P12 or P8, I think it was in the end. So yeah, not obviously the night for him. You've been a bit of a golden ticket since you reserved, and obviously Durs touched a little on it, that you're obviously jumping in and reserving when you can, and obviously you're going away. But going into next season, season 11, are we going to see Jersey Draw racing full time?
Maybe. I wouldn't say no to it. I guess it depends what night of the week I would be racing in. Would probably be the biggest factor to whether I jump in full time or not. Nah.
You tell me. I'm not going to make it happen.
Yeah,
just gauging.
Yeah, what's my preferred night? Probably Monday night.
Div
Monday,
4.
yeah, Monday or Tuesday night, something like that.
It's not Div 4.
Oh, jeez, yeah. Maybe I can slow up a bit.
We never know. We might have a Div 9 when the DLC comes back with these bloody black battery cars. No, honestly.
I'll break another foot. I'll slow me down.
Please don't. No, don't do that. Honestly, it's been a pleasure having you race on the grid as well. And I hope you have a great time away. And we'll obviously see you when you're back. Hopefully that will be, I don't know how long you're away for, but obviously you're going to miss Mexico. So we'll probably see you for Imola?
Maybe Imola. Yeah, potentially.
Yep.
Yeah, I hope so. That'll be fun.
Awesome.
It's a fun track, that one.
Yeah. I'm surprised.
All right,
I don't
thanks,
like
Gov.
any of these. I don't like any of these tracks. I don't know why you guys like them. Honestly, great job, Jazzy. Fantastic job for Williams. That's been a fantastic week for them as well, and you've really helped them with big points. And you were very, very quick tonight, and we definitely saw that tonight on track. So,
No worries.
mate, and nice little win for you before you go away.
Yeah, thank you, and thanks for the comms, and also to Abhishek and Hennessy as well. Good races.
Awesome. Thanks, Jazzy. Have a good holiday, mate.
Thanks.
We'll talk
Bye.
to you soon.
Yes.
All right, that is it. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. Once again, do apologise for the stream quality. I hope it did get sorted at the end of the race or near the end. It did seem like it did clear up a bit, but what a way to finish there. Three-way fight between P1, P2, P3, but a drama of a penalty at the end, and also some big battles in that P5, 6, 7 position as well.
Yeah, very tough battle out there across the board. There seems to be a few going on. But that front battle, we could not look away from that for majority of the race, which I know from experience a lot of the time the front runner won't get a lot of airtime because there's not a lot going on around them. But today, that was down to the nail, right from lap 1 to lap 29. It was, yeah. I'm just really happy with that. Great race, great result, and go Red Bull. Over to you, Gov.
Yeah, no, honestly, a fantastic night. Well done to Jazzy Draw, reserving tonight for Williams, Abhishek in the P2, Hennessy in the P3, and also Daz getting driver of the day. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in for Division 3. I hope it's been a great night. Like I said, once again, do apologise for the stream quality. We'll hopefully get that sorted for next week. And that is it. That is done and dusted. Now it is all time for the steward reports to come in. Division 5 is done. So we are just awaiting this division. And then we will know who is leading the overalls and who was going to be leading the standings across all divisions. Remember our recap on Saturday. Don't forget to tune in on it. It is a really good recap. We will be talking about what has happened in Qatar. I'm so glad it's over because I cannot stand this track. And the next track I can't stand either. So it's going to be a very painful week for me, or the next few weeks, because Imola is next, and that's not one of my best ones either. But so the guys that have won all weekend, it's been a fantastic week of racing. Qatar has definitely been a very interesting night to watch across all divisions. Some I'd say yes, and then some I'd say it could have been a little bit more exciting. But racing is racing. Whoever wins gets podiums, gets points. That's what the teams want. It's going to be very interesting to see who is going to get Team of the Week this week, because it's been a very interesting week for some teams. Some teams have really dropped some serious points, and that makes a big difference going into a busy schedule with 8 rounds to go before the season finishes. And we do crown champions and constructors, and also the biggest prize of all is the overalls. Big up to every of these followers as Mazungu and I can't say this very well, Matusku, for the follow. I will just quickly redeem Phoenix's request because she jumped on, wanted Nishka, so I'll refund that and then I will accept the rest. So there you go. So you got your points back, and just didn't have time to go on to it, and there's too much going on at the front and in the midfield. That is it. Once again, thank you very much for jumping in the comments box and helping me tonight. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and we'll definitely see you again. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, thank you very much. I plan on still being here for the moment. Don't plan on retiring anytime soon.
Good man. And obviously he's over the moon, you can tell by Red Bull this week as well. Looks like it's another good week for Red Bull across some divisions, not all divisions, but it's still good to see in high spirits as well. That's it from us for Division 3. Remember, tomorrow night is the reserve programme. Remember, all reserves will be taking part. Hopefully none of them do a disappearing act and don't turn up. It will be great to see all reserves jumping in, because that means we'll have more reserves and opportunities for these guys to get involved in these league races across Division 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Straight after that, though, there will be another race as well, depending on the reactions, which will be a bit of a spectacle, because I'm sure that is a lot of full-time drivers that want to get their practice up on Mexico. And that is what's next, the Mexico Grand Prix, round number 11. That means there'll be then 7 races to go before the end of the season. And Mexico is going to be a bit of a highlight for us. We've had a lot of incidents involved in the S's, and a lot of battles, and it is a track for tyre wear. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen next week or Saturday when we kick it off with Division 1. And it's going to be a spectacle, I'm sure of it. F1 is obviously on a break for 5 weeks, so no F1 for a while. They've got a big meeting going over the regs, so feel free to tune in there. Esports is up and running. They've just done their 3 races. It's been a very interesting start to the Esports Championship. I would definitely advise you to go and tune into Bahrain. That was a very interesting spectacle to watch, especially from some very, very top esports drivers across the world. And who says they don't make mistakes? They do make mistakes, and they made some very, very big ones. So tune into that, and it's getting really, really interesting. That starts next week, so tune in for that. And we'll be back here tomorrow night with the reserve program, and back on Saturday for Division 1 for Mexico. Tune in, as always. Big up to our sponsors, SimLab, Pagnian, and SRC affiliate this season. If you want to get involved and want to set up for Mexico, then feel free to jump on into the comments and use the code below. And like I said, as always, if you want to change your wheel, pedals, or anything else sim related, then jump on board Pagnian and use the code as well. And once again, thank you very much to everyone. 10 races in, and coming up to round 11 now. So, it's been a good season. Still a long way to go. And I'll leave you a quote, as I always do. Jazzy Draw says he's happy being reserves. But Williams, once again, take a win. That's 2 in 2 nights. Will they win again next week? We'll find out. Good night.